Can one book actually change how you see creativity and success, even your own mind? I was, well, honestly, pretty skeptical until I picked up The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. And wow, this thing isn't just a book, it's more like a philosophy, and it seems to be blowing up everywhere. Artists, CEOs, everyone's talking about it.
It really is resonating, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Rick Rubin, for anyone who might not know, I mean, he's this legendary music producer.
Yeah.
Think Jay-Z, Red Hot Chili Peppers, just iconic stuff.
Exactly. But what he does here in The Creative Act is he kind of distills all this experience, decades of it, into these short, punchy chapters.
Right. But here's the twist, like you said.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly not really about making music.
That's the thing. That's the core of it. It's framed more as a guide to becoming fully alive, which sounds pretty big.
It does. It's a bold claim.
So, okay. Our mission today in this deep dive is to really unpack why this book is making such waves, what's actually inside, and crucially, figure out if it's something you should check out.
Yeah, let's get into the core ideas, the kind of knowledge nuggets you can take away, and help you understand its relevance, maybe to your own work or life.
Okay, so diving in. Rubin's whole philosophy, he manages to make these profound observations feel really accessible.
He does. He takes these decades of watching artists work and synthesizes it. And the principles, they're meant to be universal. It doesn't matter if you're a painter or, say, an entrepreneur.
Or a parent, even.
Exactly, or a parent trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
It's not just for creatives in the traditional sense. It's for anyone wanting to be more present, more effective, maybe.
Right. So let's break down the first big lesson. This one genuinely shifted things for me. Creativity isn't just talent, it's awareness.
Ah, yes. This is fundamental to his view.
He basically says the real secret is simply paying attention to everything. He calls it the practice of noticing. What's he really getting at there?
Well, he's asking us to think about how present we actually are.
Yeah.
You know, he suggests a lot of us are kind of sleepwalking through life, just going through the motions.
Yeah.
So the book pushes you to look closer, feel deeper, to actively notice the inspiration that's always around us. It's about cultivating this state of deep presence.
So it's not waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration.
It's not at all. It's actively seeking it, finding it in the everyday. And think about how that applies outside art. Like maybe a software engineer noticing subtle patterns in code, or picking up on unspoken things in a team meeting.
Or a parent, like you said, really observing how their kid plays a game, not just that they are playing.
Precisely. That's the kind of awareness he's talking about.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And it flows into the second lesson, which, wow, this one was a bit mind-blowing for me at first. Lesson 2, success is letting go of outcomes.
Ah, yes. This one challenges a lot of conventional thinking, doesn't it?
Totally. He argues that being too attached to the result, to getting it perfect, can actually kill your creativity, your art.
Right. It's not about not caring about quality, but shifting the focus. Instead of chasing perfection, he says chase truth.
Truth. What does he mean by truth in this context? Is it objective truth?
Less objective truth and more authentic expression, your unique perspective, allowing the work to kind of reveal itself, rather than forcing it into what you think it should be.
So it's about being honest in the process.
Exactly. Honest expression, raw intuition maybe. And when you actually try to adopt that mindset, letting go of the final product, it feels
liberating.
Liberating, yeah. But also kind of terrifying.
Definitely terrifying.
Yeah, right.
Because you have to trust the process way more than the destination.
Precisely. You have to surrender to it, like you said.
Which leads nicely into lesson 3. Rubin gives us this powerful mantra: the empty space is where magic happens.
Create space.
Yeah, create space. And he doesn't just mean tidying your desk. Right?
No, it's broader.
Yeah.
He means space in your calendar, sure, but also space in your mind, even space between ideas, giving things room.
That feels almost revolutionary today. In our world, that's just constant noise and distraction.
It really is. It sounds simple,
Yeah.
but it's a potent idea. That insight doesn't always come from more doing, more noise, but actually from stillness, openness.
Shifting from always doing to just allowing.
Yeah, letting things unfold, giving ideas room to connect. Imagine a super busy executive actually blocking out 30 minutes, not for emails, but just quiet, or a walk with no podcast, just letting the mind wander.
That feels almost like a luxury now.
But he argues it's essential for real breakthroughs.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, What about the book itself? The experience of reading it? What really resonated with me was the tone. It feels like you're just chatting with a wise mentor.
I agree. It's very conversational, isn't it? Not preachy at all.
Not preachy, not overly complicated, even though the ideas are deep. And honestly, the physical book is beautiful. Each page feels like a little meditation zone.
The design is definitely part of the experience. It encourages that reflective space he talks about.
Plus, as we've been saying, its appeal is just so broad, it doesn't matter what you do, these principles feel like they can apply.
He manages that balance really well. Profound, but accessible. However, it's probably fair to say some parts might feel a bit abstract.
Yeah, okay, fair point. I'll admit there were moments where I was thinking, okay, but give me an example, or like a specific exercise to try.
Right, so if you're someone looking for a very practical, step-by-step workbook,
This probably isn't it.
exactly, it's not offering tactical, bullet-point
Yeah.
advice. It might frustrate you if that's what you're after.
So that brings us to the big question. Who should read this book? And maybe who shouldn't?
Well, I think if you ever feel kind of creatively stuck or maybe uninspired or just on autopilot, the Creative Act could be a real gift.
Yeah, it's like an invitation to see things differently, to connect with that creative spark you might think you lost.
Definitely. But, like we said, if your learning style really thrives on structure, on detailed how-to frameworks,
You might find it a bit too philosophical, maybe wanting something more prescriptive.
you might. It's a different kind of journey, this book. It's about shifting your whole perspective, really.
So wrapping up, The Creative Act isn't just a book about making art. It's more like an invitation.
Yeah, an invitation to rediscover your own curiosity. Tap into that potential we all have. It's highly regarded for a reason. We'd give it, what, a solid 9 out of 10?
Easily. It's one of the most talked about books this year, and you can see why.
Absolutely.
So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Mull this over. In what area of your life, maybe something completely outside traditional art, maybe not even your job, could you try applying this practice of noticing or consciously creating space?
Where could that focus unlock something unexpected for you?
Yeah, just think about that for a bit. Where could you let a little more awareness, a little more space make a difference?